So what's up, guys? Autofanatic. So I had the GT350 out yesterday, and it was a windy day, and a tree limb fell on the car while I was coming off the highway, and it actually put some pretty bad scratches on the hood and in the fender of my car. I fixed the fender, then I decided to grab the camera and shoot this quick video and show you guys exactly how I will take care of this, rather than trying to buff this thing and polishing this thing about 10 times with the most aggressive compounds. And when you're working with various locations of the damage, and then you have the body line changes, you tend to put more pressure here. Good chance you could burn a ridge, burn the paint, or you could cause more damage than what you're going to do. So it's going to have to be wet sanded, and we're using today my 3M Trizac. So I have 5,000 Trizac, and I have 3,000 Trizac in a solution of deionized water and some autofanatic 007. I also make these little foam blocks, and I mark the damaged locations with a watercolor crayon. You can buy these things at an art supply, you can buy them on Amazon, wherever you want. These things are the best for marking on the paint, and you don't have to use any effort. Some guys use the body shop markers. I prefer this method. I think this is a little bit safer. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots on the hood that are going to have to be color sanded. And we're going to hit it with the 3000 first to see how that goes. And then I'm going to blend in all around the impact zone with the 5000. And then we're going to hit it with the Flex 3401. With a microfiber cutting pad, and I just wanted to show you guys quick the color sanding procedure and how I'm going to go about doing this. So let me get the camera set up and I'll show you guys in a couple of minutes. Alright guys, so let's get started. And also, before you ever color sand or do any of this stuff on a car, always soak your sanding pads or materials in the water for a good amount of time. You don't want to just spritz it with a little bit of water and then start doing it. You're actually going to cause more scratches on the outside of the impact zone. So you want to make sure that the abrasive and the backing is completely soft and pliable. So we're going to take my foam sanding sponge here, and then I like to just wrap the Trizac over like that. And we're going to go in a crosshatch pattern. Okay, we're going to go this way. And there's plenty of clear on the hood. I already checked it with the paint meter. That's not an issue. And I'm not really afraid of that, to be honest with you. Okay, I'm going to move over to the other ones. Up here. And marking the areas in white just enables you to not over sand the impact zone. That's not what you want to do. So rather than sitting here trying to polish this out, even with a 3-inch microfiber cutting pad, even with a rotary, there's a good chance you're going to create way too much heat, and you're going to affect the adjacent areas of the panel. And that's what we don't want to do. So you're going to put moderate pressure, go back in there. And the 007 gloss enhancer is outstanding for wet sanding clear coats. Okay, so we got those done. Now I'm going to switch over to the 5000. And this is just going to feather in the outside areas of the impact zone. So when we hit it, being that this is a ridge and it's going up, I don't want to generate too much heat between the rise and the panel. So by going over it with the 5000, it's not going to require as much pressure and heat to blend in. Because that's all you're really doing with sanding and polishing, is you're refining the scratch pattern by using the micro abrasives and the heat and the rotational machine of the pad on the surface. Pretty basic stuff, and I've been doing this for a while, and I actually enjoy doing this. Now, to the naked eye, the polishing I already did on the hood looked like it got the scratches out, but when you put the spotlight on it, I still saw the impact zone scratches. They were a little deep. So what happens is when you polish a scratch, you're going to tend to polish, like you'll still see the scratch faintly, and it'll start to bevel like this into the depth of the scratch, and that's what I'm trying to get rid of. I don't really like the way that it looks, and it's bothering me, so I'm taking the time to do this and to show you guys. I'm I'm going to give this a wipe. And then I'll show you guys what we got. Okay. So you guys could probably see, but I'm going to move the camera. These are the sanded out zones of the GT350 hood right now. Alright guys, got the camera in my hand, and there was actually two other spots that I found when I put the light back over it. You can see down here, that's where the gist of the branch hit. It hit here and it hit here, and I actually fixed all of this already. Moving along the hood, we got this spot right up here, and then the three that I just showed you. Alright guys, we're ready. So I have a microfiber cutting pad on my Flex 3401 with a foam thin interference pad, and we have the Meguiar's the 101 foam cut. This is a pretty good compound. It just doesn't smell the greatest. I like to keep a slow speed just to work it in with a slow travel speed whenever I do any kind of sanding. Unfortunately, the Meguiar's 101 dusts out like crazy. It's a very old school type of compound. It reminds me of the stuff I used when I was a kid. And all the wet sanding is gone. And I'm going to get the light. This is what I like to do. Go over the area. And all the wet sanding scratches are gone. So now I'm going to follow up with this with a Griot's Garage Fast Correcting Cream. Brought the finish back to life using a microfiber cutting pad with the Meguiar's 101 professional grade compound. It dusts out like crazy. Not a huge fan of that. And now I'm just going to hit it with some Guion Prep just to get some of this residue off. Just using a Griot's PFM detailing towel. And we're only going to want to concentrate in the areas where we already did our prior sanding and polishing. So, just to show you guys, the impact zone of this scratch was right here. And as I polish it out, I put heavy pressure to moderate pressure, then I slowly back up, ease up the pressure, and then I tend to feather in, as you can see here, all around the perimeter. And that's kind of like the way I like to do it, is concentrate on the repair work that you did, and then feather it out and blend it out as far as you can, so you get a nice, even, smooth finish. This is probably why paint protection film is making a lot more sense living where I live. To be honest with you, I wish I could just dip all my cars in that stuff, because the gravel, the trees that are not taken care of off the highways that are old, and we're getting so much rain, there's just a lot of limbs and a lot of trees that are falling. It just becomes a little dangerous around here. Inside the barrel of the rims is getting disgusting and destroyed in almost every car and everybody that I talk to, with all the rocks and gravel and everything that's getting kicked up. So let's get the M21. Now I'm going to do the entire hood section from the stripes over. So I'm going to break the hood up into two sections. I already did this section here. You pretty much, I just eyeball it. I'm going from the stripes down the center right here. I'm not going to wipe this off. I'm going to use this as a guide. So when I overlap, I'm going to overlap into where I stopped on this end. guys, we're all done, and it looks fantastic. So, rule of advice, don't be scared to sand your paint and blend it in. And you're going to need a couple of different compounds, cutting pads, and all that good stuff. But like I said, don't put direct, constant pressure in one area. You're going to actually cause more damage than good. So, see you guys soon. So there we are, guys, all finished. The hood is flawless. This is outside and even under the light. So, you see that? Look at that reflection. All the way across. So, it takes some time. The clear coat on the Mustangs is pretty damn hard. And you got to really have the right compounds and cutting pads and all of that, and patience. Because this stuff does not cut easily. But you can see the reflection. So that's how it is before I throw a coat of sealant and 915 on it. So any questions, comments, post them below. Like I said, this is where all the wet sanding was done, up here and down here, and you can see the shine. It's completely brought back to life. So the entire job, start to finish, it took me about an hour and a half to do the whole hood. It's just a hell of a lot of work. So see you guys later. Stay tuned for more automotive content. Take care.